Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I have a video where I'm going to show you these new double cut alpha dies from Concord 9th, and I'm going to create a tip-in in my Bible. So here I'm showing you the different papers that I am going to be using, and if I can find them online, I'll have them linked down below. If not, you'll just have to use something in similar colors. So this project life card is going to be the main part of the tip-in, and I'm working in Isaiah 8:17. So I'm going to take these new dies. I'm going to use the alpha dies today, but they do also have a number set as well. And I couldn't find my wire snips, but these are super easy to just gently bend back and forth, and they come apart. So I've gone ahead and pulled out letters to spell wait and Lord. And I'm going to cut these out of this project life card. So I'm just using a T-ruler to make sure that these dies are straight and lined up, because I'm going to use the negative space created by these dies in this card. So I'm going to kind of fuss with it for just a little bit to make sure that everything is spaced out how I want. If you were just going to use these as the actual die, like the die cuts that come out of them, you could leave the dies all together and just cut out the letters that way, but I wanted to kind of use the negative space, and that's why I went ahead and took them apart. But they're really easy to just lay down, and then I'll use a little bit of washi tape here. I'm going to stick it on the back of my hand just to take some of the stickiness off, and then that will be what holds those dies in place while I run this card through my die cutting machine. So here are the Homespun Alpha stickers from Illustrated Faith, and I'm going to be using this on the card as well. So I'm just laying down a couple just so I can kind of see the spacing so that I can place the word Lord. So this card will say, "I will wait for the Lord" when I'm done with it. Here I've gone ahead and pulled out my Sizzix Big Kick machine, and I just have a standard sandwich here, just the plate and a clear cutting plate, and then the dies, and then the plate on top. And you only need to run this through once, and they cut perfectly through first time, and then all the pieces come out pretty easy from the dies. They do have places where you could use like the Tim Holtz pick to pick out the pieces if they don't fall right out. I'm also going to cut these from this gold paper as well. This is like a gold cardstock, and I laid this out on this paper kind of similar to how I did on the Project Life card. That way if I wanted to use this gold sheet for kind of the similar thing, I could go ahead and do that. I don't with this project, but I could use it in a separate project. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through my machine as well. And these dies are great. They cut out basically two separate pieces. So you get an outline piece and then a solid inner piece. And so you can use those in any kind of combination that you want. So you could use just the outline, just the inner piece. You could use two different kinds of paper. You can see here, I'm not going to use the Project Life card pieces that came out. I'll set those aside for another project. Then I have this mint colored paper that will be the backing to this card. And so what you'll see is this really pretty mint and gold paper kind of shining through the negative space that those die cuts created. And then I'm going to use the gold outline pieces inlaid in there, and you'll see that as we put this together. So I'm just using some dry adhesive, and I'm going to stick this card down onto this paper. And so now I have white on the back where I can take notes, and then I'm going to have this really pretty front. So I'm just going to trim off all of the excess around this card. This ends up being a pretty thick tip-in, but it's fine. I don't have any problem with it messing with the page or anything like that. I'm just going to finish that up, and I'm going to save some of those scraps because I'll use them in just a little bit here. So I have these gold pieces that I cut out, and I probably should have put some double-sided adhesive on the back of that gold cardstock before I ran it through, but I didn't have any on hand, but that's okay. So I'm just going to take the outline piece that is cut out, and I'm going to use some Ranger Multimedia Matte. And I'm just going to coat the back side of these outline pieces and then inlay them into that tip-in piece. So you can see here I'm just dabbing a little bit of the glue on there and using some eyelash tweezers and I'll go ahead and place that in. So you can see these dies, you get a lot of versatility. You can mix and match papers, use all of it, some of it, you know, whatever you want to do. So here you can see I've gone ahead and stuck all those gold outlines into that card. And then here I'm taking a gold Wink of Luna pen by Zig, and I'm going to color in these Hey Sugar Sugar white homespun alpha stickers. That way they kind of match the gold that's already on the card. This looks like a really bright gold at first, but it dries back down into a more antiqued looking gold, and it'll match that paper a little better. And then here I'm taking a clear Wink Stella glitter pen and just adding a little more glitter. The Luna pen is a shimmer, and then this is an actual glitter, so I just wanted a little more glitter and sparkle to these letters. I'm going to heat them up just a little bit so that I don't smear any of that but while I'm putting it down on my card. And again, I'm going to pull that T-ruler just to make sure everything's straight. And I'm going to use these eyelash tweezers to get everything placed down. I really like these eyelash tweezers in my craft room because they have a really fine, sharp point on them, and so they're easy to grab things and stick down really easily. So now I'm taking a fine tip black pen. This specific one is from Illustrated Faith, but any fine tipped pen will work. And I'm just outlining these letters. And that's just going to help them have some more contrast and pop off the back of the page a little more. And I'm also going to tie in some black stripes in a little bit, and so I wanted to tie in some more black to this card. I'm going ahead and just real quickly outlined all of those. And then here is a scrap piece of that mint paper. And then this is some black and white striped washi tape. I believe this is from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to create a space down here where I can put the verse address down here and just create some more color and just some more texture here at the bottom of the card. I'm just going to layer those on top of each other. And again, I'll just use some dry adhesive to adhere that piece down. So don't throw out your scraps. You can use them, you know, in other projects or find creative ways to use them up. Normally I would just throw a piece like this away, but it actually ended up being perfect for the bottom of this card. And then I'll just go ahead and trim off any of the excess. And then now I've got a place where I can stamp down the verse. So I'm using these Books of the Bible stamp set from Illustrated Faith. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp out Isaiah 8:17, and that says, "I will wait for the Lord who is hiding his face from the house of Jacob, and I will hope in him." So I'm going through the She Reads Truth Lent study, and it's really heavy in the book of Isaiah, so I wanted somewhere where I could take a lot of notes while I'm going through this section of Isaiah. So this tip-in gives me somewhere where I can write a lot of those notes as we're going through this part of the book. I found these stamps I like them if I individually stamp down the pieces rather than putting them all on the block at once. I find that I like the spacing a little better. So here we're going to go ahead and insert the card into my Bible. I have this really pretty gold washi tape. I believe this is from Hobby Lobby as well. And it's like a translucent and gold triangles. So I'm going to go ahead and cut two pieces that are the same length. I like when I create the hinge for my washi tape to be shorter than the height of my tip-in, but that's just a personal preference. I'm going to go ahead and place this down so that half of the washi is attached to the card and half of the washi is attached to the Bible page. Just making sure that everything is straight before I stick it down. And then here's that second piece, same thing. I'm going to attach it so that it's half on the card and half onto the page. And that's going to make it so no stickiness from the tape is exposed. And then I'm going to add a tab to this page. I'm going to create a little washi layering up here at the top. And this sticker sheet I don't think is available any longer. If I can find it, I'll stick it down below in the description bar. But it had this really cute mint polka dot tab that kind of matched the mint that I had already used in this tip-in. So I'm going to trim off any of the extra washi. You could just fold it over, but I like to trim it down. That way it's not showing on the back of the page. And then I'll just go ahead and attach this tab. I like to tab all of my entries just so that I can go back to them quick and easy. And that is it. I'll go ahead and outline the verse, but that's it for this tip-in. Super simple and quick and easy. I'm going to be using these dies quite a bit in my journaling, I'm sure. They're super fun and versatile. So I'll have links to those dies and the alpha dies as well down in the description bar down below. Any of the other products that I've used today will be down there as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. I do try to post 3 times a week with tutorials, process videos, reviews, and things like that. And be sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and are excited for the new products from Concord 9th. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.